comfortable, still position. Close the eyes, bring the attention inward. Nothing to do, nothing to seek. Everything you need is already within. Let's begin with the sound of Om 3 times to bring divine attention to the self. And through the Om, imagine that you're curing the world of all and its inhabitants of all its diseases and suffering and pain. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your mind in God alone. And in God will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. Mantra Om Namah Shivaya, which means I bow to the inner light. Calm response. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Repeat Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. One last time. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering and enjoy this practice through our senses. So let's begin the practice. Come to standing. We'll start off with some warm-ups to prepare the body for the practice. So remember throughout the practice to practice according to your condition, practice in a way that keeps the mind, that brings you to the comfortable edge, so that the body doesn't end up in a place of pain or strain, or the mind, nor the mind in a place of distress and discomfort. So now let's start to move the head in circles. Roll the head, shoulders down away from the ears. Feel as though the head were very heavy. And then switch the rotation, direction of rotation. Shoulder rolls now, rolling them backwards to begin. And then forward roll, just tune into the sensations of rippling up and down the spine. Exercise the shoulder blades. Good. And now from here, cross the arms across the chest tightly, throw the arms back, alternate the cross each time. Throw the arms back on the exhale. one more on each side. And now swing the arms over the head. Throw the body down on the exhale. Breathe out through the mouth. One more. Just allow the body to just dangle and stop shaking. And slowly roll your way back up. Leading with the upper back, and when the shoulders come back, the head comes up. Reach the left arm up, inhale, reach, exhale, bend to the right, inhale, come back up. Go a little bit past center, take the folds out of the right side of the body and bend, keep the folds out of the body. Inhale, come up, exhale, bend, inhale, come up, exhale, lean to the right. One last time, inhale, come up, exhale, bend, and then coming back up. Right arm comes up as the left hand comes down, and exhale to the left. Inhale, come up, exhale, bend, and back up. A little bit past center, and then go deep on the bend. Inhale, come up, exhale, bend. And the last time, inhale, reach up, exhale, lean. And then coming back. Good. Well, from here, we're just going to allow the arms to drop by the sides and just swing from side to side. Relax the shoulders, feel as though the arms are very heavy, and just start to move faster if you feel comfortable. And then move as fast as you can. Just shake it up. And start to slow it down. Once again, the arms feel heavy, hitting the sides of the body. And then come back to stand still. And shake out the wrists as fast as you can. Fling the hands from side to side. Loose, loose, loose. And then up and down. Flap the hands like the wings of a hummingbird. Can't even see them, they're moving so fast. And then release. So now it's going to come to the top of the mat. In the hands at the heart center. Join the hands together in that universal gesture of offering. And remember, better than practice, even better than meditation, is to renounce all the fruits of your actions. Practice as though this were a divine duty to all beings, so make it an offering of the heart. Surya Namaskar, sun salutation, let's move together as one to stay in a collective mind. Reach the arms up over the head, fold down over the legs. Bend your knees if you need to bring your hands flat on the ground, the chest against the thighs. Bring the right foot back into lunge, drop the knee, lower the seat as much as you can. Then come into high plank, knees, chest and chin down. Turn the fingers out a little bit, keep the elbows close to the body. Then glide forward into cobra. Chest forward, head back towards the seat. Roll over the toes back into downward facing dog. Right foot step to the hands. If the foot doesn't make it all the way, you can assist the foot forward, drop the back knee down to help it even further. Hip low. And then bring the feet together, Uttanasana. Press the body against the thighs, head down. Come all the way up to standing. Bring the hands back to the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up over the head, open up the chest, press the hips forward, come all the way down gracefully. Left foot back into a lunge. Sink down through the seat. Come into high plank. Then knees, chest, and chin come down. Glide forward into the cobra. Shoulders back and down. Roll over the toes back into downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward to the hands. Drop down to the seat. Bring the feet together. Uttanasana. Fold the body in half. Come all the way up to standing. Return home. Reach the arms up and back. And go down. Right foot back. Just try to imagine you're the witness watching the body moving. Knees, chest, and chin down. Watch the body moving with grace and power and ease. And then this will transpire in your actions. Take the hips back. Right foot steps again. Left foot joins. Bow to the legs. Come all the way up. Hands back to the heart. Inhale, extend up. Go down gracefully. Left foot back into a lunge. Into the plank. Move fluidly. Don't worry too much about the breath. Just try to move in a way that keeps the breath nice and even and that seems to synchronize in a way that makes the body move fluidly. Left foot steps. Right foot forward. Bow down. Come all the way up. Hands back to the heart. Up again. Go down. Try to express humbleness in every move. Come into high plank. Lower down. Glide forward into the cobra. And back into downward facing dog. Sink down through the heart as well. Right foot steps to the hands. Left foot joins. Press the body to the legs. Come all the way up. Return home. Up again. Go down. Left foot back. Remember that everything you do is an offering. Try to imagine everything, all your benefits, all your feelings, your sensations get transmitted to beings everywhere. Left foot steps. Right foot follows. Come up all the way. Hands back to the heart. Let's try for one more cycle. Reach up and back. Go down. Right foot back. Into the plank. Down we go. Glide through between the arms. Lose yourself in the sensations. Back into downward facing dog. Right foot steps. Quietly forward. Bring the feet together. Move in a way that doesn't disrupt the mind from its constant observance, its constant witnessing of the body moving. And up. Go down. Left foot slides back. Keep on going. Link the movements together seamlessly like you're doing a dance. And back. Left foot steps. Right foot joins. Come all the way up and back. Bring it back home. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, remove all fatigue, all attachments to results, all expectations. Release the arms. Now we're going to come fold forward, bend the knees again so you can bring your chest onto your thighs. And then just slide your hands down the backs of the legs. Just step on your fingers with your heels. Your armpits should be right by the knees. If possible, your chest with your thighs. If you can, you start to push the body against the legs to get the legs straighter. So eventually the seat comes over the heels. You're very flexible. Try to get your chest further down as though you try to get the body beyond the knees and bring the forehead right against the shins. Move again according to your condition. Coming back up, bring the hands down in front of the feet and step back into plank, lower down onto the belly. Roll the shoulders back, inhale. Keep the heart lifted, the chest lifted, and bring your arms forward, elbows underneath the shoulders. Press down into the floor, into the ground with the arms, the lower arms and the hips and the legs. Now feel as though you're encased in stone. Push the shoulders back so the chest comes forward. Keep on telescoping the chest forward away from the seat. You can't see the movement, but you get the sensation that the lower back is lengthening. Then stay very still like you're a statue, just like the Sphinx made of stone. can, push into your hands, lift the elbows up off the mat. Start to open up the chest a little bit more. Bring the head back towards the seat. Anchor down to the tops of the feet. Move your hands back if you feel apt to do so. Come up a little bit higher. Try to bring your legs together like the tail of a snake. If you can, move your hands closer. In. Come up higher. Keep the hips on the ground. Just keep trying to find length to the front of the body without compressing the lower back. One more breath. Put yourself in the form of a cobra. Tuck the chin in, make your way back into downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, let's start to sink down through the heart, bounce a little bit, try to get your chest close to the ground. If you're very flexible, you can bring the top of the head to rest on the ground. Pull the belly towards the thighs. Just allow the heart to melt towards the floor. And from here we're going to look to the hands. Swing the left leg up. Bring the knee in towards the body. Bring the whole body forward, shoulders over the fingertips. Place the left foot down between the hands or slide it forward as you need to. Lower the back knee down. Inhale, come upright. Exhale, drop the seat all the way forward. Bring your hands to the front knee. Inhale as you press into the front knee. Lean away from the leg. Try to do so without crunching your lower back. Curl the tailbone under. And keep lifting the heart up, away from the seat. Drop the head back if you feel comfortable. If you're more flexible, you can see if you can try to bring your right foot up. Make sure your seat is low, and the head might eventually come to rest in the foot. If you have good balance, you can take the arms up. Always, again, everything is an option. If your foot's up, bring it down. Inhale, pull yourself back up. Kambayasana. Rock the shoulders up and down, back and forth. Keep the elbows close to the ears so the arms stay straight, and see if you can get the arms behind the ears. Make the shape of a crescent moon. Push the chest forward. Curl the tail under again. Be more flexible. Try to get your body flat. Index fingers over the back toe eventually. Lift through the heart. Come back up. Press into the front knee and come a little bit more upright. So we're turning towards the right, arms out. Easy warrior two. Gaze over the front hand. Drop the shoulders down. From here, Sukha Trikonasana. Easy triangle. Left hand comes down, right arm comes up straight. Push the shoulder against the knee. From here, extended side angle. If you can, you press into the fingertips, bend the toes under, lift the knee up off the ground, slide the foot out again so that your hip is lower than the knee, or at least the same height. Bring the right arm over the head so that the back foot to the hand, one straight line. If you need to, come up higher. Bring the left forearm onto the left thigh and start to spin the chest upwards. Pull the right shoulder back. One more breath. Extend your lines. Then from here, we're going to look forward, circle the right hand down, spin the head and chest forward, lower the back knee down. Inhale, come upright. You're in a genuflect position now. Reach the right arm up, angle the toe and the knee towards the right, elbow to the outside of the thigh. Pull the hip back, join the left hand to the right hand in prayer position. Inhale, push the body up by pressing left hand into the right, center chest, in line with the thumbs, and then start to pull the left shoulder back bit by bit. As you inhale, keep pulling the left hip back, head forward, exhale, turn the body a little bit more.
again, if you want to go into the more, the extended version, side angle, lean forward in front foot. If you have the balance, lift the knee up off the ground. Now if you push into the base of the toes of the back foot and press out to the heel, you have better balance. Keep turning your chest up, left hip moves back, head forward. Either stay here, or right fingertips come to the ground, left arm extends over the head. Again, same line as the rest of the body. If you need to, if you have good balance, you can bring your hand to your thigh if you can't reach the ground. You have to keep your thighs, your legs engaged and strong. Left hip moves back, head moves forward. From here, lower the back knee down, come back into Easy Warrior 2. Now sink the hip forward, flatten out the front foot, Exalted Warrior, easy version. Just take the left arm over the head. Gaze up at the hand above you. Inhale, come back to Warrior 2. And spin your hands down to the ground. Bring both hands to the inside of the left foot, move the left foot out a little bit to the edge of the mat. Start to rock back and forth. Push back and forth off the roots of the toes. Bring the body down as low as you can, especially through the hips. The seat comes down. Then when you're about as low as you're going to get, lower the back knee, flatten out the toe. Keep extending the right toes back, telescope the chest forward. Pull against the floor, at the same time you project the chest forward. If you're more flexible, your shoulders below the knee, line of the knee, you bring the right forearm, maybe the left forearm comes down as well. Or flat out on the ground if you're quite flexible, chest on the ground. Now regardless of where you are, try to make your body flat and still as possible. Imagine you're a lizard sunning yourself in the sun. Keep the gaze steady. Now coming back onto the hands. Move the hip back, left hip, and then heel toe the left foot in, coming into pigeon pose. Rest the left thigh on the ground. The left foot is closest, just in front of the right hip. If you're more flexible, you can move your foot out so it's more even with the front and edge of the mat. Make sure both hips are even. Now press into the fingertips, lift the roots of the body up off the ground. Imagine trying to squeeze the mat between your knees. And as you exhale, yield a little bit. See if you can sink a little bit lower. Try to keep the left side seat on the ground. If you need to, you place something, a cushion underneath your hip, your seat if you need to. Now inhale again, rise up through the heart. Get nice and long to the front of the body. Exhale. Stay long as you move forward and down. Move your hands in front. You might need to stay higher, it's okay. Make sure that the left side of the seat is firmly planted down. And if you can, you come lower, maybe on the forearms, or stacking your forehead on top of the fists, or flat out on the ground again. Try to make yourself as long as possible. Breathe in, stretch, extend your lines, breathe out. Concentrate all your attention on your hips and try to get the hips to feel heavy, that they're anchoring you down. Bring your hands back, front to the front leg. From here, bend the toes under, back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out, soften again through the heart. Moving into Vasisthasana, side plank. We're going to slide your left hand towards the right. Keep your hips high like you're doing a sideways downward dog. And then from here, raise your right arm up. Take your body up high as you can, your hips, so that you stay nice and high. Your hand is a little bit in front of the shoulder to give you extra power. Now any variation you like here, you can see if you can raise your right leg up. You can place a foot on the thigh, turn your chest up a little bit. Try to make sure the base of the big toe is grounded. Or you can keep your toes on the ground beside the knee and come into wild thing. Modifications. Lower the left knee down on the ground. Or lower your forearm down on the ground. Come back into downward facing dog or table if you're doing the modified version. Go to the other side. So if you're doing the modified version, just slide your right hand in towards the left and come up the other way. Otherwise, you push into the hand. Make sure you don't collapse into the shoulder. Keep the arm fully extended. Again, keep the hips nice and high. Press the hips forward. Any variations from there. Press the base of the big toe down on that right foot. Or take the foot in behind or beside the knee. Wild thing. Come back. Keep pressing into standing hand, foot smear that right hand into the mat. And come back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Raise the right leg up, look between the hands, send the foot between the hands. Lower the back knee down, flatten out the toe. Inhale, come upright. Exhale, drop the seat all the way forward. Bring the hands to the front knee. Now imagine you're pulling the body out of the hips. Exhale, drop the head back if that feels okay to you. Curl the tail under. Allow the shoulders to fall back, the head to fall back. Again, the option is to take up the left foot, try to bring it to the head, and maybe the hands come up as well. Lower the left leg down. Inhale, come up. Bring your arms up if you don't have them already. And then again, just a few little movements of the shoulders to try to open them up. And take the arms back. Push the chest forward, lengthen. Bring the chest up. And then reach back with the arms. Try to keep the arms straight. Like a crescent moon, there's no kinks in the line. So keep them nice and true. The shape. Stay true to the form. Leading with the heart, come back up. Press into the front knee. Come into a more upright position. Open up to the left. Supta Virabhadrasana, easy warrior 2. Full extension of the line. And come down into easy triangle. Right hand down, left arm up. Keep the chest open. Either stay here, this is where your edge is, or lean forward a little bit into the front foot, bend the toes under and lift the back knee up off the ground. If you can, send the left arm over the head, turn the chest a little bit more to the sky. So you tuck the right side of the seat under, you'll allow that movement a little bit more easily. Come up higher if you need to. If your body's all crunched down, best to maybe come up and try to take the fold out of the underside of the body. Pull the left shoulder back and look up at the palm above you. Picture the move, the shape in your mind that you're trying to tame. Watch the body make its way there to the best that it can. Now keep reaching through the left hand. Start to spin forward. Hips and shoulders turn as well. Rotate. Lower the left knee down. Inhale, come upright. Left arm up. I'll do it this way so you can see from the other angle. Angle the toe knee towards the left. Elbows the outside of the thigh. Right hand pushes into left. And inhale, raise the body up so that's higher than the thigh. Push the chest towards the thumbs and then roll the right shoulder back. Take the right hip all the way back as far as you can then reach the head forward. On the exhale, you turn a little bit more. Facing chest, eventually facing directly upwards. Feel free to stay here or go into the more active version. Extended side angle, revolved side angle, lift the knee up off the ground. Bend the toes under on the back foot first. And then you can either stay in your prayer position, or if you can reach your fingertips, left fingertips down to the ground, right arm over the head, you can do this. Or if you don't reach, just press your arm against the thigh. Keep pulling the right hip back and start to turn. Oops. Sorry. Reach over the head. And then from here, exit the pose. Left knee back on the ground. Inhale, come back into easy warrior 2. Now drop the seat forward, front heel, flatten out the back toes, exalted warrior. Bring the right arm over the head. Draw the shoulder back, turn the chest up. Slide your hand towards the back foot. Inhale, come back to high plank. So warrior 2, I should say. And then windmill your hands down to the ground in front. Right foot moves out a little bit to the edge of the mat, and then just bob back and forth again. Try to get lower by sliding your left foot back further and further until the hips come down as low as they can, and then rest the knee on the ground, flatten out the toe. Pick the version that's suitable for you. Stay higher if you need to, but keep on trying to get extension to the top of the head all the way to the toes. Again, if you're very flexible, bring your chest towards or right onto the ground. Curl the right side of the seat under. Fix the gaze, just like a lizard that doesn't blink. Now, in the exhale, come back onto the hands. Move the left hip back, and then walk the right foot in, coming into pigeon pose. The right thigh's on the ground, it's on the same line as the edge of the hip. Come up a little bit by pressing into your fingertips, raise root up off the ground. Feel the muscles engage as the knees pull towards one another, and as you exhale, slide them back out like you're stretching a mat. Allow this root to sink towards the ground again. Then bring your fingertips by the hips. Inhale, lift up to the chest. Get as full extension as possible to the front of the body. And stay long as you make your way down. Stopping where it's appropriate. Keep the right side of the seat rooted. Again, if you need to, place something underneath your seat, a cushion, a sock, or a block. Maybe eventually come down on the ground for those who are more flexible, and just visualize just try to embody humbleness, surrender with your head down. One more breath, slide a little bit further out if you can, extend your line. And then bring your hands back, just in front of the bent leg, bend the toes under, press into your hands, right into downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Again, Vastisthasana, move the left hand towards the right, spin on your feet so they're facing the long edge of the mat and more towards the corner of the mat. And try to bring your feet in a little bit so you can get the base of the big toe on the ground, and press your hips up. This is what gives you the staying power. And make sure again you're not collapsing into your shoulder. Keep the arm fully extended. The hand should be a little bit in front of the shoulder, not quite in stack. Okay. Whatever expression you like to do, go ahead into wild thing. If you're very flexible, you can spin on your hand. If you're deep into the wild thing, you can go right into Urdhva Dhanurasana. So that's another option. Otherwise, do the modifications as you need to. Now come out of Urdhva Dhanurasana if you're in that pose. Again, spin on your hand so your fingers are facing towards the edge of the mat, the front edge of the mat. Keep your hips high as you make your way back into downward facing dog. Take a moment here, breathe in, breathe out, soften everything. And then go to the other side immediately. Watch the body moving in your mind as you make your way into your pose. Allow the breath to take you there with gracefulness. Okay, just be creative. Picture what you want to do in your mind and just see if your body will execute. Just do your best. Don't worry about the results. And then return. Smear the right hand into the mat. Keep your hips high, back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Soften through the heart. Okay, so from here, lower the elbows down onto the ground. Options. Dolphin pose. Bring the palms together, the fingertips together, and inhale. Flatten your body, come forward, chin over the fingertips. Exhale, pull back again. Keep pushing into the forearms and come forward. So that's option number one. You keep doing these dolphin poses from the downward facing dog to the flat body plank. All right, so that's option number one. If you want to try something else, you walk your feet towards the elbow. As much as you can, as far forward as you can. Raise one leg up, keep the foot close to the seat, bend the toes back, and then just see if you can pulse up and down. So come onto your tippy toes and back down. Use your right knee to push into the body so that your shoulders come over a little bit further over your elbows. Your hips come further over your elbows. Okay? If you feel comfortable, you press into your arms and your heel lifts. Push into your arms, push off the toes. Those of you who are very proficient with the practice might be able to find the balance. Okay. Try it on the other foot now. Rest in between, lower the knees down, child's pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Soften everything. Now come up, and you can do the same set exercise as you did before, one other additional set. If you try to do it with forearm balance, you lift the other leg up perhaps. Keep the heel close to the seat. Again, you lift your heel up. The closer you get your foot to the elbow, if you have the flexibility to do so, your hips allow it, the less you have to jump, and that prevents you from going over so easily. So you push into your arms, lift off your toe, use your knee to push into your belly, and then maybe you just press into your arms and just see if you can find your way up. Keep the legs close to the body. And back down. Back into child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Soften everything. And roll your way up. Good. From here, bend the toes under, come right into standing. What we're going to do, I'm going to turn around again. Standing back bend. This is preparation for our balance poses today. So bring your toes out beyond the edges of the mat And you want to bend the knees a little bit so the knees go a little bit over the toes. And this, when you're lower to the ground, you have a little bit more steadiness. So you anchor down to the edge of the feet, the toe pads. You bring your hands to the seat and you push into the seat with your hands and pull down at the same time. So your tailbone curls under and you lift your chest. Keep your knees forward a little bit, your hips forward. If you can slide your hands down, grip the legs with your hands either just above the knee or just under the knee. Push with the heels, your palms, and then use the hands to just turn the legs a little bit so the thighs are rolling outwards. And then the shins are rolling inwards. Okay, if you're very flexible, those of you who can see the ground easily with your eyes. You release one hand at a time and come into Urdhva Dhanurasana. Only do this if you're a seasoned practitioner, you know what you're doing, okay? And you can see the ground easily, so stay safe. Depending where you are, you bring your hands back onto your legs. If you're in Urdhva Dhanurasana, if your hands are on the legs, you walk the hands one at a time up the legs until they come onto the seat. Press into the seat, pull down at the same time, and lift back up. From here, bring the feet back together. Breathe in, breathe out. Next pose. I'm going to do standing bow pose. It's like a variation of dancer, or you can do dancer as well. So you're standing with your feet together, left arm lifts up, bring the right knee up, and then hold the ankle and then pull the foot up and behind. So the knees, the thighs are together. If this is where you're at, you stay here. You just try to get long. Pull the navel in and reach up high. If you have the balance, you soften the standing leg a little bit. You start to hinge forward a little bit. Bring the foot away from the head. And then you start to come into your dancer pose. Arch the back. Try to look forward, not down. If you have flexibility, pull your foot close to the seat first. Take the other hand to the foot. Press the ankle into the hand. And then see if you can lift your chest again. Try to get your foot at the same height as the head. Thigh is parallel to the ground. Okay, so pick whatever variation is suitable for you. Find the stillness. Visualize yourself in a pose. Start to come out of the pose, pull on the foot, bring the foot back close to the seat, reverse the whole thing. Bring the foot down and release. Take a moment, breathe in, breathe out. Remove all emotions that came up, especially negative ones. Remove all negative reactions in the mind as well. Imagine yourself in a pose holding it steadily and easily, and see if your body will come to that realization, that vision on the other foot. Build the pose again. Pick a point of focus in front of you. On the floor is always good, maybe a few feet in front. Pick up the left knee so you can hold the ankle, find the ankle a little bit more easily, and then pull the foot back. Knee pointing to the ground. Either stay here or move into the different variations if you like. Dancer pose helps to bend the knee a little bit, but then once you have the foot, straighten out the standing leg to reinforce your standing leg. Chest forward. If you want, you reach around with the right hand, bring the foot close to the seat first. Take the hand to the foot as well, the other hand to the foot, and then pull on the foot. And again, re-engage the standing leg. Chest and thigh, you can either come down lower if you like, or bring everything up. Just do your best. close to the seat. And come out of the pose. Breathe in. Breathe out slowly. Good. Going to start to come down now. Bring your hands in front, legs parallel, edges of the feet parallel. Imagine you're sliding down a wall. Try to stay this way, curl the tail under. You keep adjusting. So just shift your weight into the back, the foot, the heels. Keep pulling the shoulders back, engage the core as you come down. An even rate. Try not to allow the body to go forward too much. Keep curling your tail under. And then come down. Bring the fingertips on the ground beside the body and lower the seat. Good. Legs out in front. Lie down on your back again. Try to descend in a way that's gentle so you don't shock the body. No jerky motions, no fast aggressive movements. Breathe in. Breathe out. All fatigue. Raise your arms over the head. Come to seat position. Roll onto your side if you need to, or come straight up. Next pose. We're taking the left, extending the left foot, take the right foot up, and just circle around this joint. Take hold of the foot in both hands and pull the knee back behind the body. Across the chest a few times, back and forth. Good. And then from here, raise the foot up a little bit higher than the shoulder, and see if you can bring your right shoulder in front. If you can do this, just push the shoulder up a little bit, right shoulder, and press it back. Try to have your knee as high as possible. Those of you who can, you might need a strap. If you have a strap, wrap it around your foot, and then basically you bring the foot up, like so. If you can do it with your hand, just take hold of the heel, bring your hands just beside the hip, and bring the foot up. Now sometimes the body starts to crouch forward a little bit. Resist that. Try to pull the left shoulder back. Try to imagine a completely wrinkle-free side body, both sides, and then just use the actions of your body and your breath to take you there. It's called compass pose. If you need to keep your knee bent, then that's okay. Just do what you can. Then bring the foot down, knee close to the shoulder, lean back, and if you can lean back, you have no palm getting to lotus. You bring the foot close to the hip crease, slide, tuck it into the hip crease, and the knee comes down. Okay? Just a sec. Sorry. All right, so from here, do not force the knee if it doesn't go in naturally, if your knee is like really high away from the ground. Just place a foot with a root, heel against the root, and the inside of the foot against the leg. Now, right arm up, take it around. You can either, if you have this lotus especially, swing the right arm around all the way, use the left hand to assist to find the foot. So if I had the foot in lotus, you would take the foot. Left hand to the outside of the right knee, inhale, lift through the chest, exhale, turn to the right. If you have the foot on the ground, you just press your hand into your thigh, or just place your hand right behind the seat, along the center of the back. Inhale, lift, exhale, turn to the right. Both sides of the seat firmly planted, and you twist from the hips. The rest of the body will eventually follow. Eventually the shoulders and the chin come along for the ride. Make sure the left leg is not getting lazy. Keep the knee and the heel fully extended, active. Inhale, come back to face forward. Exhale, release. Other side. Taking the left foot up now. Just circle around in its joint. Take the foot in the hand and press back a few times behind the body. Then across the front a few times. Now lean forward a little bit. See if you can get your left shoulder underneath the leg. So you had to lean forward a little bit more. Okay, so you lift the heel up. Either with your hand or use a strap, wrap it around the foot, and then you see if you can take your leg, you stretch your arm above the head if you have this strap. If you have the foot more flexible, you can even take the hand in front of the foot and grip the outer edge of the foot and lift up. Now push into the back of the knee with the shoulder and try again to pull your body further back the hips. Turn the chest up, look towards the right a little bit. Okay, if you need to, modify as you need to. Keep your leg lower if you need to, but try to push your lower back in so you don't slouch too much. Try to keep your chest open and not shoulders falling in towards one another. Now getting ready to come into the twist. You bend the knee, your knee stays close to shoulder, especially if you take lotus. You lean back, heel on, on the top of the thigh, close to where it has to go, and then it becomes easier. Just slip the foot in where it needs to go. If not, you do the modification. Lean to the right, left. Take the arm around the back. And maybe your hand will press into your thigh. Maybe you'll take the foot, or just the left hand just right behind the center of the back, close to the seat. Right hand to the outside of the left knee. Inhale, push the lower back in. Exhale, turn to the left. With each inhale, prop yourself up. Use your arm behind the back or around the back to remind you to stay lifted through the lower back. And just feel the twist moving up along the spine until eventually the shoulders come around as well, and the chin over the shoulder, the back shoulder. Then come back to face forward and release. Shake up the legs. Now from here, coming into inversions. Lots of different things we can do. The king of the postures is a complete pose. It works the whole body and it promotes a sense of youthfulness in the body. So lots of different options. I'll demonstrate a few. If you're really not comfortable coming up, but going upside down, especially with your feet off the ground, you can stay with your forehead on the ground and lift the seat up and just hold the heels. Push the belly button towards the lower back and try to get the upper back to come up like it's looking like a wall. All right. If you want another little bit more closer to the shape of the headstand pose, you bring your hands in front where you can see them. And then you lift your seat up. Even walk your hands a little bit further out. I like to come into finger stand. And take them wide so you have a wide base. This helps your balance. Push into the fingertips. And then from here, one foot just behind, just between the hands. The other leg comes up behind your head, or up as far as you can get it. Bend the toes back, and then you just push off the roots of your toes. And you don't ever have to leave the ground of your toes if you don't feel comfortable. You're on the front of the head, close to the hairline, not towards the back of the head. Okay, if you feel comfortable, you push into your fingertips, you might be able to just see if you can get a little bit of lift. Always move with control. Don't go fast, don't jump. You should always be able to see your foot coming up. If you do it too fast, you'll send yourself right over. Okay, and then eventually just try to find the balance. If you find the balance, concentrate on stillness and try to bring the mind into a state of quietness. If you can, close your eyes. Go within. Slowly going to come down now. Press into your fingertips. Lower the foot back down onto the ground. It feels up. Those of you in other variations of headstand, come down gracefully and quietly. Come back into child's pose. Bring the seat back on the heels, forehead to the ground. Breathe in. Breathe out. Roll your way up. Take your legs out in front, lie on your back. Just take a moment here. Breathe in. Breathe out all fatigue. Imagine you're fainting. Bridge pose. Bring your feet close to the seat. Your fingertips will probably be able to touch your heels. The edges of the feet in line with the hips. Press into the arms, lift your seat up off the ground, and tuck the arms underneath the body. So if you're looking from above, you can't see the arms anymore. Feel the shoulder blades coming towards another. You can interlace your fingers if you like, and press the edges of your hands down, and try to bring your chest close to your chin. If you need support, you bring your hands to the seat, and just rest your seat in your hands. Fingers wrapped around the edges of the hips. Your thumb can be underneath the body. Just make sure your elbows are close to one another as much as you can underneath the body. And keep on trying to bring your chest towards the chin. If you want to come up higher, lift up your heels, walk your feet in a little bit closer. Again, try to get your chest to lift up so it comes close to the chin. And then lower the heels down, but don't lose any of the height you just created. Now those of you who are more proficient can come into shoulder stand from here. So keep resting your hands in your seat. Raise your left leg up over the head a little bit. And then keep pressing into your seat. Bring your raised leg as high as you can or forward beyond the head as much as possible so you can get your other leg up. So you have to use your core a little bit to eventually find your way up. If that was too much, you come up from the ground. So you lower yourself down. Arms by the sides of the body, lift your legs, push into the arms, lift the seat up off the ground, and when it's high enough, you bring your hands to the seat. If you need to, you stay on the ground with your just sitting on your hands and your legs straight up. You still get an inversion, all the benefits of the inversion. Now once you find the pose, remain steady and still, leave the body alone. Concentrate all your attention on the space between your eyebrows. If you have a lotus position, you can bring your legs into lotus. Bring your legs a little bit further over your head if you need to come into lotus. Use your hands. It's also fine. Try to make a straight line from the toes to the chin. Or the knees to the chin if you're in lotus. Start to lower into halasana if your legs are straight. If you have a lotus, just bring your lotus against your body, pindasana, embryo pose. Oops. Ran out of room. So you just try to bring your feet to the ground beyond your head. Hips stay over the shoulders. If your feet come down all the way to the ground, you can bring your hands on the ground behind the mat, behind the back. Lose yourself in the pose. Nowhere to go but within. deeper within. Slowly start to make your way out. So listen carefully. We're going to come into boat pose. Take your arms behind the back. Start to lower your legs slowly. Keep your legs close to the body. Lower the back down bit by bit. Once the seat comes down, press into your arms and sit up, push into your arms so that your legs don't touch the ground in between, if you can. You can bend your knees in your boat if you need to make it more accessible. You can hold on to the backs and knees, or a little bit more challenging, you bring your legs straight and you release the arms by the sides. Look beyond your toes and start breathing very fast. Pant like a puppy through the nose. From here, you lower your legs halfway down, and then slowly make your way down. Hold onto your thighs if you need to, until the back's on the ground, or just the lower back. Dig the elbows into the ground. Push the chest forward and up, and see if you can get the top of the head to come back onto the ground. And then from here, breathe again very fast. Flying fish, keep charging the legs, keep breathing fast. Keep going with the breath. If you need to lower your legs all the way down, go ahead. Then lower the legs down all the way if you were up. Dig into press into the elbows so you can come out of the pose. Lie on your back. Breathe in. Breathe out all fatigue. Rest. Good. From here, press into the arms, into the ground, lift your legs. Lift your seat up, get a little momentum by bringing your feet a little bit over your head, and then come to seated position. From here, we're going to come into a little bit of forward bending action. So if you have tight hamstrings, you can just hug your legs to the body. Just work as we did in the standing version. Just try to get your armpits to come right against the knees, and imagine your chest moving beyond the knees. And as you exhale, just sink more weight into the legs. As you inhale, just imagine you slide your seat back, and you keep on telescoping the chest forward along the legs. If you're more flexible, you can just straighten your legs all the way. If your legs come flat on the ground, you can take hold of your feet, or take hold of your one wrist with the other hand, and pull yourself along the legs. Try to keep your chest and your belly with the thighs. Take your attention, regardless of where you are, to the base of the spine. Visualize the spine going longer and longer with each breath. Inhale. With each exhale, pour more weight into the legs to get more release in the back of the legs. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, slide your hands back. Hands beside this, just behind the seats a little bit. Fingers facing back is a little bit easier. Pull the heels in, and then lift the hips. Try to get your chest higher than the shoulders. If you allow your body to sag down, it's going to feel heavy. You won't be able to hold it as long. So just try to get your chest high as you can. Press your hips up. Bring the head back if you feel okay to do so. And again, pant like a puppy. Lower the seat down. Breathe in, hug your legs to the body. Hold the breath for a moment. Tuck the chin into the chest. Really contract the muscles of the root, pull them up towards the navel. Watch the space between the eyebrows. If you have any high blood pressure issues or glaucoma, skip the hold of the breath. Just breathe normally. And exhale. Relax. Allow the tension to slowly drain out. Cross your ankles, come onto your belly. Arms by the sides of the body. Breathe in. Breathe out. Interlace your fingers behind the back. Roll the shoulders forward and back so that the shoulder blades settle deep into the back. And inhale, lift the chest up off the ground. Keep the feet on the ground. Pull the hands. Try not to hold the breath. Keep breathing. Extend through the top of the head. Exhale, lower down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, now we're going to either move our hands just beside the body. If you can, however, you just try to tuck your arms underneath the body. So you roll the shoulders, front of the shoulders towards one another, and you allow your palms to press into the mat with your thighs on the hands. Press into your hands and lift the legs up off the hands, hips up as well. Try to keep your legs straight. Lower the legs down. Take the arms out from underneath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. From here, place your hands beside and heels your palms in line with the heart. Roll the shoulders back and roll your way up into cobra. So picture how the cobra looks. Just trying to imitate its shape. Pull the shoulders back so the chest is wide like the wings beside the head, just alongside the head. Bring the head back. Make sure you don't jam up the neck. Press into hands. Extend the neck out of the shoulders, the legs together. Lower down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax completely. Press into hands. Come back up. So you're just sitting on your heels. Just the twist. The right hand right behind the seat, between the feet, between the toes, just alongside the back. Lift the left arm up. Bring the hands to the outside of the right knee. Inhale, push the lower back in. Exhale, really push the hand into your thigh. Turn your chest so that the chest is facing completely sideways. Shoulders in line with the edges, long edges of the mat. Try to eventually bring your chest, your chin over the back shoulder. Inhale, push the lower back in. Rise up taller out of the hips. As you twist, make sure your body doesn't fall back down into the hips. Stay extended. Come back to face forward, other way. Left hand behind the back, just demonstrate the back close to the seat. If you lean back, you lose a little bit of benefit of the stretch, the twist. Left arm, right arm up, take it to the outside of the left thigh. Inhale, push the lower back in and press against the thigh actively as you turn towards the left. Try to get your chest to face the long edge of the mat. Twist from the hips. Feel the twist moving all the way up through the body until the shoulders come into the twist as well, and the head as well. Chin over the back shoulder eventually. Stay tall. Tone the belly by pulling the belly button towards the front of the spine. Hollow at the belly, navel area a little bit. And then come back. Lie on your back. Shavasana. Ease your way down. Again, move in a way that doesn't bring the mind into a restless or agitated state. No abrupt movements. Allow your body to come down slowly. And once your body's down on the ground, relax. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Just allow all the tension to just drop away from the body. All the effort. Soften everything. Loosen all the joints. Just to come to completely surrendered state. Feel as though you're sinking into a bed of cloud. Yield to the softness. So everything just get heavy. And then allowing yourself to relax completely. You bring yourself into a more receptive state to receiving all the benefits of the practice. Imagine beams of light pouring into the body, penetrating the body through the pores. Imagine those beams of light as all the benefits that the universe has to offer. All the love, all the gifts that we all pull together, that we put into the practice. And just drink it all up. Send it right to the spiritual heart. Imagine that space is infinitely large, that heart space within you that just keeps growing bigger and bigger through your own cultivation of compassion, of love, through practicing yoga on and off the mat. And it's simply through acting in a way that doesn't bring pain or suffering to any beings. That's the way you practice yoga off the mat. Imagine all the benefits and the love going everywhere to all beings. Prepare now to come back from Shavasana. Bring the awareness to the breath. Start to feel the body awaken.
toes, the fingers, the limbs, arms, the breath, and the other forces that animate the body. And with the utmost gentleness and mindfulness and reverence, make your way back into a seated position, always moving gently, quietly, so as not to disturb the serenity that you just created through the practice. Once you're in a seated position, sit tall and supreme. Deep inside the body, on the right side, the physical heart is a spiritual heart. Within it is a flame that burns brightly, that represents the spiritual sun that blazes eternally, and that is made warmer and brighter through the practice, through observance of the ethical rules, especially compassion towards all. And just keep that fire burning through your intentions of just maintaining harmony and peace and happiness to all beings. Close the practice with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, which means peace, peace, peace. Instill the peace within, send it out to all. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the divine grace within. This concludes our practice. Thank you so very much for joining. Namaste.